What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we have a really cool package, an unboxing, and first look at some sweet new products from Worker. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get to look at. So for this unboxing, I'm going to use this really awesome wedding gift. Probably the strangest wedding gift I received, but nevertheless pretty cool. And for my good friend Zombona, this is actually a bayonet. So let's crack this thing open with this ridiculously large knife. Where to start? It is very sharp, so hopefully I don't cut myself. I don't usually use quite so sharp a knife, or large a knife. Oh yeah. And that's it. Alright, so we have 4 separate boxes from Worker, and I want to say right now a big thanks to my friends over at Foam Blast for allowing me to receive this stuff, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and crack the big one open first, and then we'll get into these other ones that kind of go with the main blaster. So I assume you guys are already aware that this is a Dominator, the new Worker 3-stage flywheel blaster. So let's crack this thing open and see what color we got. Oh yeah. It's a blue one, guys. This thing looks awesome. So we have that Worker barreling material that comes with the blaster, which is really cool, and it also comes with an aluminum piece, which is the dart guide that goes with the Worker flywheel cages, so that's really cool that that comes with it. We got the main blaster there in blue, and it sure does look cool. Really, really neat looking. No swordfish on it this time, which honestly is a good thing. And no scales, but does have some texturing on the grip, which is really nice. Grip is very comfortable, has this really cool handguard here. Really, really cool looking blaster. This time it already has the Picatinny rail on there. So this is really Worker's first shell that, I mean, it still uses Strife parts, but this is going to allow you to possibly put 3 flywheel cages in it. So that's really, really cool. It is based off the Strife, but it isn't a Strife. It is very, very cool and very, very neat looking. So I'm very excited to get some parts into this thing and see what it's all about. There's so many things you could do with this. I don't even know where to start, but let's go ahead and crack open those other packages. Alright, let's get this guy open. I think I know what this is. And this is a very thick magazine, I must say, but this is going to hold 40 rounds and kind of alternates back and forth to be able to shoot out one at a time, which is really interesting design. I'm really curious to see how well this works. I can't wait to get the blaster put together, so this will go with it. Now, this blaster not only accepts these, but comes with these plates here, so it will accept your normal Worker magazines or Nerf magazines also, so that's really, really cool. Unfortunately, you can't go like back and forth. You can't use your 40 round mag, then throw that out, and then go to your 22 round mags, so that's a bit of a disadvantage, but you kind of have to pick or choose which one you want to go with. But nevertheless, if this thing works well, I think that's really, really cool. But you will obviously have to build a little bit different loadout to fit these. But you know, with all the TAC gear out there these days, as long as you don't have a 3D printed mag holder, if you have one of the, you know, Instar, I think, mag holders that hold 2 magazines, it'll probably hold one of these, no problem. So that's really cool. So can't wait to test this thing out. Alright, let's see what's in this thing. I have no idea. I knew there was a blaster and a magazine, but I don't know what else is coming. So this is, oh, nice. So we have the full auto kit that not only is full auto, but we'll have these dials that will allow you to adjust the speed of the flywheels and rate of fire, I'm guessing. Maybe? I'm not sure. This is just so much stuff. There's all these switches that go with it, so really, really cool. And we will have to test all this out. I did not expect getting all this stuff. I knew I was getting the blaster, but that's about all I knew I was getting. And let's see what this is. Oh, sweet. So this, we have some switches. This is their Flywheel kit. This is the canted one. And this is what they've been showing pictures with. This has... Oh, this is different then. So this has a much, much larger opening here. And I'm assuming that's to accept those 40 round magazines than you know your normal Nerf flywheel cage or aftermarket flywheel cage. So that's pretty interesting. So that should help, I guess, with feeding. I'm not sure why they went with the canted one, as I'm not sure how if you're putting it through a 3 flywheel system, multi-stage flywheel system, that cant is gonna really help you that much. I would think you'd want it to go out through there, with a straight flywheel cage. Maybe put a canted one at the end, if anything. But I'm a little surprised with that choice. But nevertheless, this is really, really cool, and we will definitely have to test this out. They do give you the blue metal flywheels, which, aren't my choice, but are definitely cool. And then we get the normal worker motors, and actually I was sent the new worker motors, and I will probably end up throwing that into this blaster in some way or another. But those are pretty cool. These are just their standard, more affordable option, but these are, a motor choice. I'm not saying they're probably the best motor choice, but they're a motor choice. And then it also comes with more barreling material and that, obviously, the aluminum dart guide. So pretty cool. I cannot wait to test all this out and put some things into this thing. This is just really, really cool. There are so many things about this shell that I really am not sure. Oh, it even comes... There is actually a switch in here, and it looks like a larger switch, not one of the smaller switches that kind of will fit into like the swordfish. This will actually fit hopefully a 21 amp switch. Hopefully that is a 21 amp switch, but if it isn't, probably needs to be MOSFETted if you're going to run 3 flywheels in succession there. But with one flywheel cage, 21 amps is always a good thing, obviously. Let's go ahead. I'm going to crack this battery door open because I'm curious how big this is, because I can already tell you right now that this is not going to be big enough to fit anything close to the size of the battery you're going to need to run 3 flywheel cages. But it should be plenty of space, hopefully, for 1 flywheel cage, possibly 2. I'm not sure about that. Kind of depends on your motor choices, obviously, because the stall current, you want to match your LiPo to that, and that is very important for safety purposes, even when MOSFETting. So, yeah, that is pretty cool. Actually, let's go ahead and... I'm just having a good old time. This is like Christmas. So that's what it looks like with the magazine in there. So that's pretty neat. That's slick. That is really slick. I'm just excited I got a blue one, because I think the blue is just... I like the blue the best because it's see-through, but it's not like so transparent that you can kind of see all the wires and any sort of stuff that you really don't want to look at that closely. So I just think this is a really, really sharp looking shell. It isn't symmetrical. It is very similar to a strife or the swordfish in that matter, but it would be a very large blaster to make it even on both sides, especially since this is set up to fit 132 motors. So, it is what it is. I don't really mind it too much. I think it looks actually better with this blaster than it even does with the swordfish. So, I really like the detailing, all the indents in here. I think this is a really cool looking shell. So let's go ahead and I'm going to crack that battery door open and see how much space we have in there. Alright, so the battery tray does not accept AA batteries. It is meant for a LiPo, so that's a good thing, but there still isn't a ton of space in there. I believe they made a expanded battery door for this blaster, but I'm not sure how much that really expands your capacity. I don't know how deep it is. But this battery, which is a really nice new battery from Graphene, this is a Graphene Panther, I believe. It is the 9500 milliamp hour battery, and it's going to fit in there, no issues at all. Even the thickness in there should allow it even to fit with the standard battery door, I believe, assuming you can run your wires correctly. So that fits in there very, very nicely. That is a really nice battery, especially if you're just running like a 2S single flywheel setup. That would be pretty good. But if you want to run, you know, a triple flywheel setup, especially if you're running full auto, which I don't even know what kind of size battery you would need for that. Really going to depend on what motors you choose. And when you're running I don't know a ton about running multiple flywheel systems, but when you do, I know you have to increase in RPMs. You know, there's probably still lots of testing to be done about, you know, the right amount of RPMs to increase. But you obviously, if you're going to run it off of one single battery, you're going to need to run the same voltage, whether it be probably 3S or higher, to get the kind of RPMs you need. So, you know, I have an idea of kind of what, if I run it, and I probably will try to do a 3 flywheel setup in this, but to get a big enough battery to be able to handle that is a whole nother thing. Now, this battery, which is about the biggest that will fit in here, with an expanded battery door, which I'm not sure is the one that Worker sells for this blaster, is going to be big enough for this, but obviously you could 3D print something. But this probably would fit just like that and will be somewhat tidy in there. But like I said, I'm not sure you're going to be able to get this to fit in with the Worker battery door, expanded battery door, because it's probably still not tall enough to be my guess. But nevertheless, that could be an option. Really, the thing that holds you back the most is there is this ledge inside the battery door in here, and that can keep you from, that kind of keeps you from using even more space. I'm assuming that has to stay there if you're going to run full auto. If you wanted to keep this semi-auto and use the normal pusher system, then you might be able to remove that part and then get a little more space out of it. So that would be another option. But all in all, I think this is really cool. I think it's really awesome that we have a blaster that is set up without modification to run multiple flywheel cages, because then you have your spacing and your alignment just perfect. Should be really, really cool to test that out and see what kind of FPS and performance we can get out of a multi-stage flywheel blaster. I cannot wait to test this out. There's going to be a lot of people that are pretty excited about this out there. I know there already are. So really, really cool. I cannot wait to get some internals into this, and definitely stay tuned for that and a full review with all the internals inside of it on this blaster. So thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button. Please subscribe. And as always, peace out.